What's up, guys? This is Sean Swank. I want to welcome you guys to Confidence Community. Today's video, I'm going to talk to women about how to repel boys but attract men. A lot of times when I give advice to women about dating, some women will approach me and say, hey, I'm only being approached by like bar heads or like the type of guys are just looking to hook up, or guys that aren't ready to be committed to a relationship. And then I have women that say, I go out and men never approach me, and I'm a gorgeous girl but men never approach me. So for each client, I try to work with them individually to find out exactly what are they doing, why they're out, or where are they going, and why these type of men, whichever type it is, are drawn to them or attracted to them. And one thing I realized is that coming up over the years, whenever I would try to interact with a woman, some women, when I was a boy, I was intimidated by. I would see them, I would see that they're attractive, and I would be nervous about approaching them. Even, when I knew exactly what to say to approach a girl, I knew exactly what to do to capture her attention and capture her ear to at least hear my words. I was nervous about approaching some women because I realized that they were real women. They weren't the type of women you could give some line to or say something in a certain way to just charm her and then, hey, let me get your phone number. These were people that you had to actually engage with. And when you engage with them, you had to have something to say. So I realized that, those type of women would intimidate me, even when I approached them, because of my own level of courage. A lot of times it didn't pan out because I had to have some type of substance to present to them, or something about me that would be more attractive than just how I looked. And a lot of times I would fail in those scenarios because I wasn't a man at the time, I was a boy, so I was using tools that boys use on girls that work, but these tools do not use on women. And when I say woman, I mean a woman that's empowered. Like, she knows who she is, she knows what she wants in life. She goes out and achieves her own level of success financially. She's a woman that when she comes, she brings an environment of power to the environment, on a level of strength. And a lot of boys are intimidated by those women because, those women don't take any BS. You know what I mean? Like, I love a woman like that. Not only, is my girl like that, but I love being around women like that because I don't have to babysit them. They're able to be successful in an environment without me. So we become more like a team. And I appreciate those people because they have their life together, And so that type of woman, a boy is definitely afraid to approach. So when I talk to clients and they're being approached by a lot of these guys that are quote unquote boys and not actual men, I tell them, maybe it's how you're carrying yourself, or maybe it's how you're dressed, or maybe it's your body language. All of these things can be avenues of attraction for the person that's a boy, because a boy sees someone that he can play games with and be successful through the game playing, and it works, and he knows that when he sees you. And on a deeper level, our spirits can see one another. You're as a human being, your body, soul, and your spirit. Your spirit can see my spirit. So I don't know if you've ever been around someone and you felt that they were intimidated by you. It's because your spirit can see their spirit, even if they have great body language, or if they're, you know, talking very well or whatever, you'll look at them and you say, there's something about that person. I don't know what it is, but I can't put my hands on it. And the reason why you can't put your hand on it is because your spirit can see their spirit, and your spirit actually follows exactly what you are, whereas your body can fake it. You can fake it with your body language to smile, but inside your spirit is like sunken and probably hurt and crying. And your spirit more identifies with what you really are, whereas the outer body is just a shell. So a lot of times when you are pretending to be a woman and you're actually a girl in a woman's attire or a woman's appearance, boys can identify that and they can pull from you being a girl and not a woman and pull on those buttons or push those buttons that are a part of who you really are, and the girl will come dancing out gladly because that's actually who you are. And that's why in a lot of cases women that are women, as far as like maturity or age or whatever, they're still being approached by guys that have like the boy mentality because they can see that the person that they're talking to is actually just a girl and not someone that they have to be intimidated by, or not someone that they have to have all of these great standards to have. And the one solid thing about a woman is a woman has all these standards for a man to live up to, and rightfully so, because she's a treasure. So the one great thing about a treasure is it costs you something to get to it. That's why it's called a treasure. It's rare. It's not like something that everybody has. And then when you find it, like, you have to really search for a treasure. And then when you find it, you've done all that work, you have the treasure, you possess it, and you hold on to it with your dear life because you don't know if you'll ever get another treasure like that again. Guys, a lot of times don't see that in the girls that they meet. So they don't treat them with the level of respect that the girl wants. And the weird thing about it is, why the guy's not treating the girl with the level of respect that she feels like she wants, she's allowing that to happen. So she's only verifying the fact that she's a girl and not a woman. Now, you may be a woman in a lot of things in life, but what I'm talking about is being a woman as far as the standards that you have is how men will deal with you or how men will interact with you. And I think the guys out there know exactly what I'm talking about. For guys that actually take time to approach a woman, they know when they're dealing with somebody that's a pushover versus somebody that's a champion. And if you're not a champion, then guess what? You won't get a chance to spar with another champion. You're going to spar with the people that are in the, Little Olympics, because that's the level that you're at. And regardless of how you pretend to be something, when it all boils down to it, who you really are will always manifest itself. And so that's why the boys are drawn to these women. But on the other hand, the woman that is very strong, very powerful, very secure, and she knows what she wants, she knows what she'll stand for and what she won't stand for, these boys won't stand a chance with her because they'll come up and they're approaching her and say, "Hey, I saw you across the room. I thought you were cute. Blah, 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 blah." And she'll say, "Oh, I appreciate the compliment. Thank you very much. But I hope you're not interested in anything further than the compliment because I'm not available at this time." A boy's going to take that and he's going to pedal away. He's going to tuck his tail. He's going to pedal away. Or he'll be the irritating boy that'll stand there and not acknowledge anything that she just said to him. He'll just blow that to the side and say, "Cool, may I buy you a drink? May I do this for you? Blah, blah, blah." And she's like, "I don't think you heard me. I'm not available." But a man's going to say, "Oh, I'm glad you said that because actually I'm not available either. I was just coming over to pay you a compliment. How's your day going?" Then it becomes a conversation. And in the midst of that conversation, you find out why she said she wasn't available. You find out that she's going through some stuff in life, and it's none of the stuff that you assumed. You would automatically assume, she has a boyfriend. You would automatically assume that she's not available because she doesn't like you. What she basically just did was set up an avenue for you to earn the right to have a conversation with her. because a mature man is not moved by that. When I met my girl on the first day, she was full of, she wasn't giving me a lot of compliments. Like, she mentioned that some people that she knew was, complimenting me, saying like he looks very nice. Of course I'm tall, I'm 6'8", so they're like, oh, he's probably in the NBA or whatever. As if, only the NBA guys know how to dress well, which a lot of them don't. But, they thought I was in some NBA thing or whatever. And she was like, nah, he's not an NBA. He's just a regular guy. Like, I don't think he's in the NBA. And then, when I came up to approach her, she wasn't fascinated by the fact that I'm this tall guy that was dressed well or anything like that. She was just like, hey, good to meet you, whatever. And she was like, blah, blah, blah about it. So I had to actually press to get her number. I had to press to try to interact with her further. But a man will do that. A man will do that gladly, because when he finds his point of interest, he's going to advance upon it. And in the defense of women, there are a lot of men out there that have a strong desire to maybe hook up with some girl or try to get her phone number or whatever, that are bad guys, or what I would consider bad guys. And sometimes their aggressiveness or their ability to stay in that particular moment to close that deal with that girl, it can be an attraction because they're actually doing something that men do. Because a man sees something that he wants and he advances towards it. He does whatever is necessary to make sure he gets what he wants. That's what a real man does. So sometimes boys understand this concept and this law, and they use it to masquerade as men. So women get taken advantage of because they think that they're with a man and they're not. They're with a boy masquerading as a man. And I have further programs about that for a woman to be able to identify the difference between the two. And it takes a little patience, and it takes a little more paying attention to how that person interacts on a lot of different levels to realize that they're a boy or a man. But that's a sidebar. But what people have to realize is, in order for you to attract men, there are certain things that you must do that will drive away boys. And it's the same thing for the thing that will attract the right kind of men. You have to carry yourself a certain way. That doesn't mean you have to be uptight or not be fun or anything like that. It's just that when a man sees you and he sees your body and his spirit sees your spirit, he has to be able to identify with the fact that that woman does not play games. I can't come at her with any games. If I come at her, I have to come correct. If I don't, I will be dismissed like all men. And the penalty for being a woman like that is a lot of times you will be by yourself until you meet that right man that's able to close that deal. Because unfortunately, if you put 100% of men in front of everybody, in front of a woman, all the men in the world, I would say, maybe 60% of the men don't have what it takes to be called a man. They're just, of course, they're above 21, but their interactions or how they deal with people or how they do things as far as dating is not what men should do. And it's only because of how the times are. The times have changed. It does not mean that all these men are bad men or anything like that. What I'm basically saying is, if you want to be with a man and have a man deal with you like how a man should deal with a woman, the percentage is much lower than it is for guys that are boys who don't know how to successfully court a woman, who don't know how to treat a woman once he has her. And of course, one of the bigger things is not being able to know how to approach that woman and do it with the greatest of intentions. So give me a call. Let us know if we could do some more, if you guys want to meet with us to consult, to help you guys with this stuff, because I can only give you a little bit on these videos. There's so much more information that will help you guys in securing a man and repelling the boys. give us a call, email us, or give us a call at our contact number. Thank you for visiting Confidence Community.